When should you consider setting up a trust? Trusts have become really popular in the last 30 years as a way to replace wills. A lot of people will come into our office and say, instead of a will, should I consider setting up a trust, or should I do it in addition to a will? Trusts are good for some people, and they are not good for other people. It depends on your specific situation. In most cases, we don't advise setting up a trust where there's not a huge amount of money. That's a number that's different for everybody, but I generally tell you if you have under $1 million in assets, I don't think a trust usually makes sense at this stage. A trust is something that you want to enter into later in life to protect assets. So at a certain age, if you're in your 60s or 70s, even with a little bit less in assets, you might consider a trust as a way to protect your assets from Medicaid if you have to go into long-term care in a nursing facility. At that point, a trust can help you to protect those assets, but it has to be done in advance. There are other trusts that are used when you have a blended family. If you have individuals who have kids from prior relationships, trusts can help you to do sort of more complex planning. I want to make sure that all of our kids from both relationships get a certain amount of money. So when the first of us dies, all of the money in the trust kind of gets locked. A certain amount can continue to be used by the spouse who's surviving, but the rest is invested for the benefit of all of the kids and then split at a certain time. Trusts can be really great. They have a lot of advantages, but they typically are a little more expensive. They're harder to maintain. They are a little bit confusing. They also create sort of an ongoing obligation, generally for tax returns, for attorneys. You spend more money over the life of a trust than you do with a will. With a will, you get it, you sign it, you put it in a document case somewhere in your basement, and you forget about it for decades sometimes. It's a one-time cost, and although you should check on it every once in a while, it generally doesn't come with new costs. Trusts are sort of the opposite. So trusts are important. They're a good thing. They're a great thing in a lot of circumstances. They're vital in some situations. If you have questions about whether to set up a trust or not, contact us at Cornerstone Law Firm and set up an appointment, and we'll be happy to talk to you about your options.